Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with our second Cabral HouseCall of the weekend. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Of course, as always, if you'd love to or would like to read along with today's questions, you can head on over to stevencabral.com/2130. These are the exact questions that people write in. We literally don't correct for anything unless it's going to lead people down a slippery slope or it's going to get us censored. That's it. So these are the actual questions from real people all over the world that want a little bit of a deeper answer. So I typically spend anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes per question. Usually it's right around 3 minutes so that we can get in 6 questions per show. That's always the goal. Hopefully you tuned in yesterday to episode 2129. If not, you can head over there after this show. And of course, if you want to read along with the questions, head on over to stevencabral.com/2130. And for same day answers, if you don't want to wait the 6 weeks or so that it takes to get your question read live on the show, you can go to cabralsupportgroup.com. I'm not even sure exactly how many members are there right now. It grows literally every single week, but probably around 14,000 people, 0 advertising. These are all word of mouth, organic-based referrals where people ask questions, and then also from people all over the world sharing their advice as well. So it's an amazing group. Hopefully you've joined cabralsupportgroup.com, free Facebook group. Even if you're like me and you never use Facebook, you can use it for these nice communities and groups. All right, let's get started. First question today is from Nicolo. And Nicolo says, I have noticed that my cuts take a long time to heal. Not the clotting part, but just seems to take a long time to be fully healed. All right. Nicolo, happy to help with this question. So because we're not talking about blood clotting, right? So blood clotting can have to do with many different things, and that's not today's question. So we won't go over platelets and vitamin K, et cetera. What we're going to go over today is how to help the body heal skin, wounds, cuts to a greater degree that much faster. All right. So what we want to do, and again, first I have to give you that caveat, of course, that we're not here to provide any medical advice. We can't give any treatment plans, medical treatment. We can't give any medical diagnosis or cures, right? What we can do is give you ways to help rebalance the underlying root causes of all dis-ease in the body so that you can get well again. That's what this is all about, using the de-stress protocol that I talk about in my book, The Rain Barrel Effect. So let's help wounds heal faster. Let's help scars heal faster, all of those things, right? So internally, what we need, more vitamin C, more glutamine, more zinc. If I can only give you 3, it's those 3, right? So you're going to use the daily nutritional support every single day, ideally the omega-3 with it as well, the daily omega-3 support. And then after that, what's really important as well is that you get the additional factors. So you get additional vitamin C, additional zinc, and then you're going to get glutamine. Now, the easiest way to do this is to do the daily foundation protocol, the immunity protocol, which gives you vitamin C, your zinc, your vitamin D that you're going to need anyways, and then you can just add the healthy gut support. You can just do 1 bottle for 30 days, 1 scoop in your smoothie every single morning. Tastes delicious, and that's where you get that glutamine and all the other things. Not only is it good for your gut, it's good for your skin as well. The last nice add-on I would add is advanced collagen support. I hardly ever talk about that product. It is the #1 collagen product in the industry, and I never talk about it because, again, I talk about things when people ask if it will help whatever their cause is, right? So advanced collagen support, though, is 3 patented ingredients. That means these are clinically patented, and the only way they got clinically patented is that they have scientific research behind them that says that they work. So you might buy a collagen product and you're like, oh, it's great, it's a collagen product. You don't know necessarily where it's coming from or the validity behind it. Advanced collagen support by Equilife, you know that it's backed by 3 clinically tested nutrients, all, of course, collagen-based. So you can find out more details on that product, see if it's the right fit for you. I love it. I use it every single day. And that's at stevencabral.com/shop. All right. Hopefully that helps. Summer is up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I recently found your podcast and I've been binging episodes. They are such a wealth of knowledge. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, Summer. Appreciate that. I had a baby in July of 2020, emergency C-section after being in labor for almost 3 days. Ever since birth, I feel like my body is holding on to a lot of inflammation. I know a C-section is major surgery, so it would be, I apologize. I lost my spot there. I know a C-section is major surgery, so it would take a while to heal, but now being 15 months postpartum, I'm getting very discouraged. I will never look the way I did before. I am already gluten and dairy free. I did a poop test with X company, so we had to remove that company and have cut out those foods as well. Mostly cruciferous, vegetables, nuts, beans, etc. I'm at a loss to what could be going on. I work out fairly regularly, drink lots of water, and eat relatively healthy. Could this be a parasite or mold related? Or is my body holding on to weight because I'm still breastfeeding? How do I go about figuring out how to get back my body pre-baby? Thank you for your advice, Summer. All right, happy to help. So again, I gave a caveat at the beginning of the show. We'll remove a company's name if we have to, only if we say that we don't believe they're doing things the proper way. So you really should not be telling people specific foods to eliminate based on a stool test. You really shouldn't be. You can do a blood test. You can do an at-home IgG food sensitivity test, but you really shouldn't be just based on a stool test. A stool test primary job, like it's what it was meant to do, is test for parasites. It's meant to test for bacterial overgrowth. It's meant to test for H. pylori and to a small degree, very small, candida. Not the best test for candida, but not bad to test for it. Okay, so here's the thing. People do a lot of these at-home lab tests now. Do it through a clinician. Honestly, you don't need to run it through myself and Ecolife. You don't have to, but do it through a clinician. When you do it through one of these marketing-based companies, what you get back are automated results and not actual clinical-based data on what you should be doing and the plan to begin to implement. Running a stool test and not knowing if you have parasites, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, they're running a stool test that is it's just not the way that, again, no functional medicine doctor would ever do that. And so the only way to know is, again, we have to stop using at-home marketing lab tests and actually use a clinician's test. So work with an integrative health practitioner, work with a naturopathic doctor, work with Ecolife, whoever you choose to, but not an at-home marketing company, okay? That's really, really important. So, because you're just not going to get results. Again, if you want to know what foods to eliminate, you do an IgG food sensitivity test or another one like that. And I have all sorts of reasons why I would do an IgG over the others. IgM, IgG, that's definitely what I would do. Okay, so here's the thing. You have inflammation in your body, 15 months. Now, it's definitely not from the C-section necessarily anymore. Now, lasting effects, maybe, but most likely we're looking at some type of digestive-based inflammation, potentially something left over as well. Maybe there is some type of heavy metals. Maybe there is something else going on in the body. But again, we don't know. Like, that's the thing, we don't know. What I can say is this. If you run the Big Five, we will know. That's basically it. Or even if you run the bacteria and parasite stool test through Ecolife, you'll know, or through an integrative health practitioner, or through a functional medicine doctor, like a naturopathic doctor, okay? So that's the best way that we can help you, because right now you can't do the 21-day functional medicine detox. So that's out for right now. We can't even do the CBO protocol until you're done breastfeeding. Then when you're done breastfeeding, trust me, we're going to be able to help you. But breastfeeding actually burns more calories. So I would not say that that's a reason for weight gain. All right, we want to help you, Summer. But again, I'm not the type of person to be like, you should do this, this, and this when we're taking shots in the dark right now because we just don't know, right? Okay. But we will help you, no doubt about it, or we'll give you a great recommendation for another practitioner, like an integrative health practitioner level 2. All right. Joanne is up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. What foods do you recommend to eat during a woman's cycle at each phase? Luteal, follicular, ovulation, menstruation. And I'm not referring to seed cycling, but just general foods. As I have listened to your seed cycling podcast, but could not find any other foods. Thank you so much. Okay, Joanna, the reason why I don't give you foods to eat at other times during your cycle is because you shouldn't have to eat different foods at other times during your cycle. And the only people that we recommend seed cycling to are for women trying to re-regulate their cycle. Remember, if you are a healthy, balanced individual, you should be able to eat a wide array of foods, maybe seasonally based. I'm okay with that. But your body is well adapted to be able to receive those. Okay, so that's the first point. Only if you're imbalanced do you need to do things to rebalance. All right, that's really, really important. Now, having said that, it is very important to understand that the first, like, let's say days, we call basically day one of menstruation day 0. You can call it day 1. It's fine. If we look at a total 28-day cycle, we're about the first 14 days of the follicular phase, and then the last 14 days are the luteal phase, and right in the middle we have ovulation, right? So you can look at it as like maybe a couple day period in the middle as well. But for the most part, let's say we split the cycle in 2. Since we're looking at estrogen dominance or just normal estrogen being higher in the follicular phase, and then hopefully progesterone being higher in the luteal phase. So at least I can say this. Now, during menstruation, while you are menstruating, that let's say it's days 0 through 5. Okay. What I want women to make sure is that they are staying hydrated, that they are eating foods like smoothies, smoothie bowls, or just a good amount of water that's very hydrating and cleansing for the body, right? So that's really important. And not eating heavy, greasy, fatty foods for that first 5 days or so. Besides that, I don't have a lot of recommendations because honestly, if you're following a good anti-inflammatory diet plan with cruciferous vegetables, that's going to be helping to clear estrogen from your liver the entire cycle. So that's really what I'm recommending. And again, then if there's an imbalance, of course, we're happy to help you with that imbalance through seed cycling and certain herbs that have been shown to be beneficial to either raise estrogen, lower estrogen, or raise progesterone. Okay, and very few women have too much progesterone. Very, very few, meaning less than 1 out of 100, way less than 1 out of 1,000, to be honest with you. All right, great question though. Audrey is up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. My 2-month-old daughter has a subglottic hemangioma that was blocking 60% of her airway. The dermatologist and ENT have her on propranolol and want her to be on it for the next 6 months. I hate the thought of having my young daughter being on heart medication. Eventually, these stop growing when she is 1 year old, but since it was in her airway, we can't take any chances. Is there an alternative treatment I could be giving her? I'm nursing her as well, so anything I could be taking to help her as well? That's a great question. So I'm gonna always give you, think about it like this. Every answer I give you is filtered through, would I do this with my 2 daughters? Would I do this for my wife? Would I do this for my brothers and sister? Would I do this for my parents, right? Like that, those are the lenses. Then I say, okay, then would I do this in my private practice? And then of course, everyone is part of our private practice, right? Anybody can join that virtually through Equal Life, of course. And we don't turn people away. That's not what we do. Okay, so let's break this down. 2 months old. What can we do? All right, we can't do detoxes. We can't do supplementation beyond a little bit of vitamin D or a little bit of probiotics for a child that's 2 months old. So what are we doing? Well, we're really helping the mother while she's nursing her baby in order to boost that immune system as much as possible. So my typical recommendations are daily foundational protocol level 2. That's typically what, again, like that would be what my wife was doing, right? So you get the omegas, you get your daily nutritional support with all your vitamins in it. You get your daily fruit and vegetable blend for all your antioxidants. And then you're getting your daily probiotic support. Then what else am I doing for my wife? Well, in a position like this where I want to make sure the baby gets everything too, of course, I'm doing the immunity protocol. That's pretty much for every human being as well. That's alkalizing vitamin C, a half scoop to 1 scoop a day, typically upon waking, a half hour before food. It's also good for the bowels, gets the bowels moving, and then it contains balanced zinc, and then it has vitamin D. And so that's the basics. That's what I'm doing. Boost your immune system. Your immune system's healthy. Inflammation is down. You're going to pass on that to your child to the best of your ability. In terms of recommendations on medication, unfortunately, that's not a recommendation or a position that I'm in to even make. I'm not even saying that your doctors are doing the wrong thing. What I'm saying is I'm not qualified to actually tell you if your child should be on it for the next 6 months or not. What I would say is you probably want to follow your medical doctors and specialists' advice. I mean, that is, well, unless you have a reason not to, that's most likely the best thing to do in this particular situation. 2 months old, doesn't have their full immune system yet. The body's not there yet. Now, will we be able to get this child super healthy? 100%. So I wouldn't worry about that. Make sure your daughter's nursing, make sure they're getting all the nutrients they need, make sure that you're getting the nutrients you need. I think obviously she's in good hands, no doubt about it. All right, Audrey. Kristen is up next. Hello. For the first time, my almost 5-year-old has had a fall allergy this year. Coughing from something, also has an allergy to egg and wheat. He has never been on antibiotics, was breastfed, and fights off viruses quickly when he does get sick. His dad has seasonal allergies and a few food sensitivities, so there is a genetic predisposition. What can I do for him to help get out of following down the same road? Any type of strict detox is unrealistic for a young child. Thank you. Yes. So we don't do any strict detoxes. Lots of fruits, lots of veggies, especially for an active 5-year-old. So that's what we're doing a lot of. Make sure they're getting good hydration. And then you're saying, okay, well, what could be off? And what, honestly, this is what I would do. I would run a starter kit with your 5-year-old. All it is a simple hair tissue mineral analysis and a urine test. That's what I do for my daughters. I do a food sensitivity test for them as well. I've done an omega-3 test for them. I have not done a hormones test for them, but that's what I do. And that's almost the big 5, right? So for your son, the maximum that you would basically do is a food sensitivity test if you wanted to. I would do, you could do as well the omega-3 test, but you don't have to if you don't want to. That's okay. Because I'll tell you what to do in just a moment. Or I shouldn't say tell you, I can give you a suggestion as to what to do. And then I would run, though, that Candida metabolic and vitamins test, make sure the gut's in good shape. There's no permeability there. Remember, permeability can come from other things as well, rather than just antibiotics. It can come from typically not as much with kids with stress, but it could be, for sure. Tap water. So if he's drinking any tap water, which has chlorine and fluoride, that can affect the gut wall, and other things as well. Again, a gluten sensitivity can certainly cause some intestinal permeability. Anyway, you can test for it. Okay, it's not a problem, not a big deal, and it's also your choice. So I never want you to feel like you have to be locked into what I'm sharing with you. And then the hair tissue mineral analysis will actually look at, okay, is there lower zinc and higher copper? If so, yeah, it's going to lead to more of a tendency towards allergies, asthma, etc. So I would definitely check that out because it can trend more towards then ADHD, etc. I would definitely check that out. So that's what I do. Let's say that you don't want a lab test. Okay, not a problem. You don't have to lab test. And so I want to just be able to get you started then. 5-year-old, probably half a scoop of daily nutritional support per day in a nice little smoothie or smoothie bowl. We call it like ice cream in my house. We just make it with frozen fruit. And then you're going to do probably a half a teaspoon, quarter of a teaspoon, just probably a quarter of a teaspoon is all that your 5-year-old needs. And that's it, of the omega-3. So liquid omega-3, quarter teaspoon. You can put it right in that smoothie if you'd like to. Totally up to you. And then what else? I'm going to try to because I'm going to use as few nutritional supplements as possible. They probably need a little bit of zinc, but I don't know that they need extra zinc because they haven't done a hair tissue mineral analysis. So I don't know that. And they may need a little extra magnesium. You could check out the magnesium powder, which my daughters love. So you could do a little bit of that magnesium powder. How much? Honestly, just at the most 75, 100 milligrams. So a small amount you can start with there. Magnesium's been shown to be very helpful for allergies. And the last recommendation I would give you is, of course, vitamin D. How much vitamin D? It's typically 35 IUs per pound of body weight. So for a 5-year-old, it's a small amount. It might be enough in the daily nutritional support. And actually, it won't be enough in the half scoop because we don't do a high dosage in there at all. It might be 1 drop for 1,000 IUs, or it might be less. We have a children's vitamin D, and you can dose that, I think, every 400 IUs. So it's a very small amount. So that would be, again, that would be like a 10 pound child. All right. So Kristen, hopefully that's helpful. You can also ask follow-up questions at cabralsupportgroup.com. And you can always write in again if you'd like to. All right. So that's gonna kind of help you out with the allergy-based road because you want to balance those Th2 and Th1 immune system imbalances. All right, Morgan is our last question of the day. Hi, love your podcast on gut health. I've been struggling with gut health issues for years and trying to figure out with conventional medicine only, which has failed me, unfortunately. What do I do if I tested and I have parasites, SIBO, candida overgrowth, and H. pylori? Where does one even start? You have all these things. Please let me know. I'm so lost on where to begin. All right, well, here's the thing. I know you're a new listener to the show because I have all of these shows and all of these answers on the digestion. Here's the thing. Honestly, you can give yourself a full gut health education by going to stephencabral.com/podcast. All right. Because these are all free. So we're going to do this together. I want to make sure you get the information you need. And because this can't be a consultation, right? I can't say, hey, here's everything you do. So right in the middle, fix your digestion forever. What a bold statement right there. And you're going to go back and you're going to look at all those podcasts. And there are only 3 rows. I mean, there's only 3 columns. And what's it? Probably like maybe 30, 40 podcasts. I get it, but then you'll know what to do for the rest of your life and for your children and for their children's children. And you'll just be able to pass on this information to other people. But I give you everything, like the 4 main causes of digestion and gut health problems. And that's episode 1495, decreasing bloating. All of these have been answered. Okay. And then I have the CBO protocol specifics at $12.99. Remember, they're all there. Like it's all there. And it's stephencabral.com/topic/digestion. And that's it. You'll be able to find all of them. 3 ways leaky guts leads to fatigue. The 10 foods that block bloating and stomach acid issues. Stomach acid. That's the H. pylori protocol. That's 1104. The 9 herbs that kill gut bugs and parasites is 977. So remember, it's all there. I've got the sensitive gut guide at 810. I've got it all in there. It's all free. And then if you want a concise course, which is exactly step by step of what to do, because you don't want a lab test, you don't want to meet with our health coaches, you can go to stephencabral.com/courses and just click on the gut rebalancing. It will walk you through everything I do in my practice for gut healing. And so that's for practitioners and it's also for the general public. So that's that. And even the short of it is this, is you're going to go, but again, listen to the podcast. Right? We don't want to shortcut our health, but it's going to be parasite protocol, CBO protocol, plus citracetyl drops, plus mastic gum, and then you can do the CBO finisher. You're going to do an intestinal cleanse between each one in order to keep pulling all of that out of your intestines. All right. So again, go deeper on it. But it does not have to, like, I like to simplify things. That's why I did that. I don't want you just to go and do it. I want you to listen, learn, educate, then do it. You're going to be successful that way. So hopefully today's show is helpful. I really do enjoy answering your questions. I honestly do. I look forward to it each and every weekend. So hopefully this is helpful. I'll be back tomorrow with our Mindset and Motivation Monday, one of my favorite shows to record each and every week. And of course, if any of the shows are helpful, please do feel free to share the show and also let people know they can go to stephencabral.com/podcasts, go to the search box at the top and just type in whatever their topic is, whatever their keyword is. And there are 2,130 shows. And I'm pretty sure your health topic will have been answered. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing rest of the weekend. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Appreciate you joining me here. Once again, as always, I appreciate the support. And right now, going on over at Equalife, you can save up to 25% off the entire store. Over 100 different products, protocols, and at-home lab tests, up to 25% off. Plus, this week, we are adding a brand new fun feature to the Equalife website, and that is our way of hopefully spreading the holiday cheer and also allowing you to save even more. To see what I mean, head on over to stephencabral.com/shop. Again, that's stephencabral.com/shop for up to 25% off store-wide, plus unique features only happening this week over at Equalife. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing day.